What is going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. So June 1st, post-June 1st, I'm kind of looking at now for the Eagles, and these are where teams are not going to be signing contracts. They're going to be letting go of players that some teams do not need, and this is the perfect opportunity for the Eagles to jump on some depth players for this team to kind of tweak the roster around a little bit. Do I think the Eagles are going to kind of make a splash here? I'm not really seeing that right now unless it's for Jesse Bates. That's not going to be signing his franchise tag or playing on his franchise tag. Could be a next year type of thing, just depending on what they're doing. And obviously Chuck Clark trade with the Ravens, and the Ravens had a lot of interest in acquiring Jalen Reagor in a trade with the Eagles during the draft when they called them, and nothing really happened. I feel like this is a perfect time where the Eagles are going to tweak their roster a little bit and add more depth pieces to certain positions. I think maybe they should try to find a safety from, maybe that's released, or somebody that, I would try to throw as many bodies in there as possible. You have Trey Boston that kind of want to play with the Eagles, but obviously didn't play last year. So I don't know how many bodies are going to throw in that position for training camp. Obviously with the Eagles, after training camp and finalizing this roster, I think they're able to keep, I think, 3 or 4 more players on the roster this year, which is a good thing. It's better for us because, God forbid, we have more talent. We want to keep them here, and we'll see what happens. I don't think a Chuck Clark trade is going to happen. I don't think a Jesse Bates thing is going to happen unless it's something down the road, maybe before the season starts, and the Eagles want to, jump on something real quick and want to get something done. That's great. I'm hoping there's a big splash. I would look for the Eagles being sellers as well at this point. When you have Andre Dillard still in the building, could be trade bait. I think he has been trade bait for a while. His 5th-year option next year is $12.5 million, and he's a first-round pick. So I think the Eagles are going to at least try to get something going, try to move him if that's the case. I mean, I know they got rid of Herbig. I know they released him on that RFA second-round tender. But I don't think a move is going to be made for Andre Dillard at the moment right now. Maybe down the road when, obviously, Minshew's a big trade, a trade target, that could be if a quarterback goes down or something like that, since he is making he is going to cost $900,000, a little bit over that for the year, and you have a above average backup quarterback that can win some games for you. So I think there's a lot of trade chips. Even to the week 9 trade deadline, I think the Eagles are going to be buyers and sellers. Mostly sellers, because I think they'll want to get some draft picks. Obviously by week 9 of the season, you don't know what's going to happen with some of these teams. They could lose quarterbacks, tackles. You never know what could happen here. Like I said, I don't think you're getting Jesse Bates. I don't think you're getting Chuck Clark right now. I think Reagor, if the Eagles really want to wait after June 1st and they want to release Reagor, if that's the case, his $3.5 million in dead cap will spread within a couple years. So, I mean, it's really not a big hit that the Eagles are going to take. But at the end of the day, Howie Roseman, do I really think he's going to give up first-round players, at least not first-round talents, but at least first-round, players that they acquired in the past few drafts, and Andre Dillard and Jalen Reagor? I think they want to get some type of draft compensation for those players and, and just try to get it done. If it doesn't happen now, it'll happen by week 9, and that's pretty much it. I don't see the Eagles kind of waiting on this. I don't think Reagor's going to make this wide receiver core. They threw a lot of bodies in there. We have a lot of receivers now. And, it's good competition, but do I really trust Reagor in his 3rd year? And usually give these receivers 3 years to kind of prove themselves, and I don't know if the Eagles are going to wait that long, and I don't think we're patient enough to wait that long to see if Jalen Reagor is going to do much of anything from what the competition is more in front of him now. It seems like the Eagles had a lot of receivers and didn't really keep Jalen Reagor in their thoughts while doing it. You know what I mean? And obviously not making him comfortable. And you know what? If the guy has to prove himself, the guy has to prove himself if he's still here. But I would be shocked if Reagor is still here. Like I said, if they release him after this date, they could they could pretty much spread out that dead cap the next few seasons, whatever it is. And it will be nothing the Eagles pretty much had to pay, 33 to 36 million for a quarterback in Carson Wentz in dead cap, which is crazy. Because the Eagles are one of the highest teams right now. I don't know what the dead cap number is for the Eagles. I think they're like top 5 in dead cap as of right now. I think Carson Wentz was a big reason why it's that way right now. And obviously in the past, not really good signings by the Eagles, not good contracts. We took a hit from, Malik Jackson and Alshon Jeffrey when we got rid of them at the same time. And Alshon Jeffrey was getting a 4-year, fully guaranteed contract. And after, at the start of that contract, it was a good signing, and then it fell apart after that, and it became a really bad one. I'm looking for depth pieces, messing with the roster a little bit and getting some more depth in here, safety, bring Trey Boston in. I don't know what you want to do. I mean, I don't think they're making a big splash, but you never know with Howie Roseman. He might try to jump on something, or, hey, at least we traded somebody and get a draft pick for next year, a third rounder, a second rounder, depending on who it is, then great. I wouldn't mind that at all. So I wouldn't go crazy about this date, but it would be nice to see what's available. You have OTAs really soon, and you're gonna get this thing moving. So it's gonna be up to Howie Roseman to see what moves. Obviously, the Eagles have like $8.5 million in cap space right now, so it's really not that much. Like I said, you're not gonna be signing anybody that's crazy, but I think down the road, before the season starts, if they think that you need to let these guys compete. You know what I mean? You let these guys compete, and then you go off the waiver wire later on when teams start getting rid of, when teams start trying to finalize their 53-man roster, or the extra few spots that I think the Eagles get. I think that every team gets about 3 or 4 spots extra with the rosters, I think, which is a good thing, because God forbid we have more talent. We can keep them on the roster, which is a good thing. So, the waiver wire is going to be another important thing as well. When, the final 53, it starts to come together for a lot of teams, and they start letting players go, and the Eagles are on that waiver wire list looking for players that could be potential gems in a good system, offensively or defensively. We'll see. But that's what I'm kind of looking for. Some depth pieces, some tinkering of the roster a little bit, and who knows what the Eagles might acquire down the road. Could be sooner, could be later. But at the end of the day, you have a lot of bodies at certain positions. We need to see what we have behind our starters, and this is how you draft well. This is how you draft well, and the more you draft well, and the more cap space you're going to have down the road. You're not going to be under the, over the cap $70-something million, have to restructure players every single year. Restructuring is good to make room for players that you want to fit under the cap. You don't have it, but when you have to get under the cap just to make moves, it's a pain in the butt. And the Eagles have been doing that almost every single year. In 2022, this was the first year the Eagles actually were under the cap and had a really good cap. And I think if these draft picks work out, it's going to be a lot better for us, because at the end of the day, after this season in 2022, the Eagles could be paying a quarterback, whether it's Jalen Hurts or, you're going to sign someone else for another 4 to 5 years, and the Eagles will have more time to tinker the roster and try to find their man quarterback if it doesn't work out with Hurts, like I said before. Other than that, guys, pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about post-June 1st. You think their Eagles are making a big move? You think it's tinkering? You think it's both? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys on the next one. SHAKESQUAD up, follow, slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.